But what I know is I'm feeling just fine. My life is like a red carpet, and I'm feeling like the richest millionaire. This is my local mayor, and I'm the biggest star around here. What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement, still moving, subscriber die trying. You see the thumbnail, boy. Millennial parenting, boy. It's going to be Gen X too, but predominantly millennial, and I'm going to tell you it's a reason why. Because millennial parents are like 27. Let's go from 27 to 18. I think 27. No. I'm sorry. No. Like 42. Like 42 to 26. 42 to 26 to 27. When you see these, and the reason I use King Von is because he would be a millennial if he was alive. And here's a problem. For all y'all who play this trauma game, the trauma in my life and trauma. And some of y'all are, millennial, and a lot of y'all who are trauma and millennials, let's get it straight to the point. A lot of y'all full of it. Because a lot of y'all, this is what happened. Some of y'all Gen X, some of us Gen X parents, we to blame. Because I'm 43. So 43 to 56 or something like that. See, some of y'all don't realize this, but this whole, especially in my community, this whole everybody was hood and street and in the dope game story, it's a lie. Okay, so I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna take that from right there, because a lot of you millennials are parenting, swearing to God that you had it rough and hard because of this, that, and the third, and y'all suburban thugs now who's really never in that. And even if your parents was in that, they're stupid for letting you be a part of it. And on top of that, let's take it a little further. Most of you ain't built for this rebellious life y'all living anyways. All right? So y'all teaching these kids to be, to be rebels and this, that, and the third while y'all talking this trauma. My dad left. For some of you dudes out here that's millennials, where your kid at? It's a real talk. Like, I've seen millennials say they'll never be like their dad who left them and leave their kid lickety-split. No fight. Some left for good, some left, came back, tried to fight through it. I seen that. Some of you millennial girls, my mama was playing games, I'll never be like her. Had a kid, was just like your mama. Just like, this is my baby, you can't tell me what to do with my baby, I'm gonna take my baby, and then you want to turn around and that, wait a minute, and I'm abandoned. Shut your lying self up. Because y'all playing games. A lot of y'all was the kids of boy, I'm about to hit. A lot of y'all was the kids of Gen Xers who was rebellious, and see, some of us are horrible parents. And some of y'all, and some of us were good parents, but we came from horrible environments, and now you kids want to act like you from the place your parents from, and your parents like, look, I can't do nothing with you. I really can't. Because what I really want to do is drop you off in that environment that I grew up in, that you think you so ready for. And when you fold like a lawn chair, I need to leave you there to die. But what do y'all do? What about the grandbaby? When I was 17, I graduated high school at 17. When I was 17, we had prom. There was no way you was going to allow your daughter to dress like a prostitute or a porn star. Wasn't happening. Wasn't happening. Grandparents wouldn't allow it. But now who the grandparents? Gen Xers. And some of y'all, I'm gonna just be honest, some of y'all was hoes, and y'all wanted to be super hoes and let the world know you was hoes when you was little girls, and now you're letting it happen to your granddaughters. Go ahead, baby, everything is okay. But everything is not okay. Some of you dudes out here, you granddads, hey man, we was out there trapping. Here's the lie. I'm gonna tell y'all, this is the lie. Everybody who, in the 90s in particular, There was not, it was a few violent places. That's it. There's a few violent places. L.A. was violent. New York was violent. Chicago was violent. Detroit was violent. New Orleans was violent. Miami was violent. Oakland, Oakland got a reputation, in Philadelphia. That's it. That's it. I'm just be honest with you. That's it. Like it was some places that could get real. Like St. Louis could get real. St. Louis could definitely get real. But all you folks, you know, oh, I'm from Minnesota, I'm from Cincinnati, I'm from Indianapolis, oh, I'm from Lexington, Kentucky, oh, I'm from the mean streets of Jackson, Mississippi. So it was a lie. All the parents on that, it was a lie. Stop it. It was poor. It could be violent, but it wasn't like, oh, this is, look, you can look it up. You can look it up. In D.C., I'm sorry, D.C. and Baltimore was a mother back then. Now it's not like it was. So your parents, if they were from those places, they saw some things. But everybody else, And it was drugs going on everywhere. But the violence wasn't everywhere like that. That's what people forget. The violence wasn't everywhere like that. It started, I'm going to tell you how it started ratcheting up. Because the people from those violent places that I named started going to those places. And then it made it more violent. So all those offshoot towns, it was people from other communities going to Atlanta, going to Memphis, going to, you get what I'm saying, all these other towns to South Alabama and, you know, all this other stuff. It was people from New Orleans going to Baton Rouge. There's people in Chicago going all through the Midwest. So that's how that Detroit moving around. D.C. moving to the DMV area. They was going from D.C. and Maryland to Virginia and all that other stuff. New Yorkers was, you know, and people from Philadelphia was going here, there, you know, Connecticut and all that other stuff. They was doing all that. So don't play this game. But I had to say that to say this. A lot of y'all don't realize that. So now your little goofy parent who wanted to be a rebel as a kid, because I don't want to hear the story, you know, I had to feed my family. That's why my daddy was doing drugs. That's why my mama was in the streets. They had to feed their family. That's a lie. You know why your parents or grandparents was in the streets? Because they was dumb kids in school. And they didn't want to follow no orders. They didn't want to follow no authority. They want to do whatever they want to do. And they said, I was an entrepreneur. They wasn't an entrepreneur. They was little 8-ball selling nickel and dime on the corner for somebody, working for somebody. But I got my little pack and I'm going to do that. It was a lie. It wasn't all these people with all these keys and quarter pounds. Stop it. Stop it. And now they told you all these fake hood stories because a lot of these people, real talk, were snitches, were rats. All right? Were people who got in for a couple weeks and it got too hot and they got out. And even some of y'all family members that got locked up. They were stupid. The vast majority of them was stupid. They was out there looking for trouble. They found it. They got locked up. These are not glorified, great, altruistic, angelic stories. And now they got generated. This is why people is tripping right now, because wrong is right and right is wrong, because now you taught these millennials this stuff and now they backwards as a mother. And if you look at it, their kids are more like Gen X kids now, because they like, man, I ain't doing all that. They start off bad and then they go, I ain't doing that. No, I ain't doing that. Because now you kids is drug addicts and parents. Like when we was kids. I went through so much, I had so much trauma. Now you sipping lean, smoking weed, popping perks, and you got kids. Just like when we was in the 80s and kids, like, oh, okay, y'all snorting this cocaine and just smoking weed and drinking all the time, huh? Doing angel dust and whatnot. Okay, popping them, freaking, you know, Quaaludes and all that other stuff. It's like, oh, okay, doing heroin and all that. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And then watch what happened 10 years from now. when all these millennial parents start, hey, I don't know, I need kids. Kids ain't gonna be as bad. They just ain't gonna F with their parents. They gonna run. They gonna start smacking their parents up. Cause all you lean drinking, weed smoking, pill popping up, y'all think y'all them kids gonna start bullying y'all because y'all put them in a lot of bad situations. And y'all gonna be too high to remember. Like some of our parents was too high to remember. I remember doing that. I don't know what you're talking about. I've always been a follower of Jesus Christ. That's what's gonna happen. It's gonna get ugly. Ugly. And us Gen X and quote unquote grandparents, a lot of us gonna be taking care of kids like our grandparents took care of us. I'm just gonna tell you right now. And half of us that wasn't ish. What they gonna try to be? Oh, I can't even take care of these kids. And they drug out a kid going, I don't care. Cause I see millennials now who have kids who drop their kids off to their grandparents, to their parents. You know what I'm saying? The older millennials, the ones like 40, 41, like 40, hey, I think 40, 41. I see them doing that now. Mama, you ain't never like me. You gonna watch these kids? I've seen that happen with them. So it's like, okay, what you think is about to be next? I'm trying to live my life. Too bad. Too bad. And you about to see a real split. You know, some of you millennials don't want to hear this, but it's gonna be a real split between, because when the baby boomers die, it's gonna be Gen X, millennials, and zillennials. It's gonna get real interesting, because let's just do it in halves. You got half of the Gen Xers who really was like that, and you got half of the Gen Xers who really, lied about being like that. You gonna have to know the difference real fast, because they gonna show you. I'm just being honest, they gonna show you. It's gonna get real. You're gonna go, I ain't know it like that. Because they gonna start acting like our grandparents. You know what I'm saying? Some of our grandparents that was really real, they gonna get you right. Some of y'all gonna want your kids disciplined. We're gonna discipline them kids, and then you gonna come around, don't do nothing to my baby. You gonna get the snot beat out of you, because we been waiting to kick y'all. You know what I'm saying? I told you stop. You gotta bring this kid here because you effing up. What, you thought I couldn't put hands on you at 60? Boy, I'm telling you, it's gonna get ugly, because this millennial parent is out of pocket. A lot of you young millennials who, not you young millennials, but a lot of you millennials who let your kids, y'all purposely let y'all kids go out and be drug dealers and thoughts, because y'all set them up because y'all didn't like them like that, and y'all still wanted to be wild and free. A lot of you Gen Xers, them millennials gonna come around and figure out that, daddy wanted me to have all this fun because they didn't give a F about me. And because when they get screwed, because a lot of them have gotten screwed, and they realize, they thought it was normal. Now they realize it ain't normal. And now you won't act brand new. They gonna be on y'all head, on our head too. So it's gonna get interesting. But I'm done, man. Tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe without trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace. You ever been at the top of the universe? I'm gonna say it to you.